Another question?
Oh, they have plenty of questions, I promise you.
Senator Obama, in your speech last night, you called on our European allies to aid more in the effort in Afghanistan. How many specific troops would you like to see France, Germany, Britain recommit to that effort? Would you like them to send the additional 2 to 3 brigades that you're calling for U.S. troops?
Well, I think the United States needs to send 2 additional brigades at least. Obviously, the greater the commitment from our NATO allies, and the more those committed troops are not restrained in terms of their rules of engagement, the more the more it frees up the United States from having to send even more troops. That's why I'm so grateful for the French troop presence that already exists, and for President Sarkozy's willingness to send additional troops. And I should point out that I understand the difficult politics of this in France, and I understand the difficult politics throughout Europe, and that's why I think President Sarkozy's stand is so courageous. War is never easy, as I said in my speech last night, but Afghanistan is a war that we have to win. We do not have an option. We can't have a situation in which Al-Qaeda and the Taliban have created safe havens that are potentially disruptive not only in the region, but end up being the focal points around which terrorist attacks are planned that could affect Paris or New York. So we don't have a choice. We've got to finish the job, and that involves not just the military. It also involves economic development, and again, that's an area where the Europeans and NATO can obviously be extraordinarily helpful, and have already been extraordinarily helpful. Mr. President, do you want to comment on that at all?
I support the opinion of Barack Obama. In Afghanistan, we have not the right to lose. We must not allow the Taliban to return. We're not allowed to allow them to cut the hand of a woman because she puts varnish on her nails. A woman who allegedly is an adulteress. I mean, this is what the values of man are all about. And the decision we've taken, all of us, to send additional men so that Middle Ages does not return to Afghanistan. It is a strategic decision. We are on the side of our allies. So, of course, there are a lot of matters, and I share the concerns expressed by Mr. Obama on Pakistan. But in Afghanistan, we're there to triumph the rights of man. We're not against the Afghans. We're against the Taliban, against terrorism, and against the extremists. That is the fight that we have on our hands. Can you imagine if we left, if we gave up? Imagine if we did not support President Karzai, in spite of all the difficulties and the remarkable conference of the donors. Of course, it's natural that there are discussions in a democracy, and we have to support, believe in our ideals. One must be able to see a little bit further, because it's the role of a head of state to see ahead, not always in the short term, just for tomorrow's headlines. It's something I've discussed. I've thought about. It's difficult, a difficult decision. We've explained it to the French people, and our allies must appreciate that it's a commitment on our side. And over there, an extremely important issue is at stake. What Mr. Obama said about the future, that the Americans wish to put forward. It's good news that they want to increase their troops in Afghanistan. It's good news.